Just three radio hosts on air, dumb debating.
It is time for Dumb Debates, the time of the week where we take your questions and quandaries and we give you the definitive answers that you need to help decide what the answer is. Like this one from Pedro. Hi guys, Dumb Debates question. You see a very attractive person who is wearing very revealing clothing. Do you look or do you look away? Shafe, your answer.
It kind of depends on the situation of everything going on.
Situation alert. I love a situation alert.
You mean this situation? Remember Jersey Shore?
Nice, Nick. What a reference.
I would not look at that situation.
Hmm.
I'm like, I would say if I have to just pick on balance, I probably end up looking.
Yeah.
I just
Shout out.
will.
Shout out
I
to
mean,
you.
People are
I was
people,
expecting like
you
a
know?
pervert sounder to just be playing.
Oh,
there.
Nick, we need to drop. You're a pervert.
At the end of the day, people are
With
people,
an
right?
echo. You're a pervert.
Pervert
Well, I just thought it'd be like
alert.
that triple air horn and then pervert.
This is the best I can do on the video stream.
What did you do? I missed it.
It's there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's the pervert view.
Yeah.
All right. So Shafe's a pervert. Mike writes,
You didn't answer.
I'm single. I respectfully look. I mean, you gotta look a little bit, right? Like, hey, what's going on over there?
What are you saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you gotta look over there. Yeah. Now, I mean, usually it's, but then it looks so obvious.
You're not oogling.
I mean, I also need to point out,
out.
I was literally in LA and Vegas. It would be sort of hard for me to miss it at this point.
It would be
too.
disrespectful.
Disrespect.
You're disrespecting by not looking.
Disrespectful to my eyes.
Yes, exactly. I just got a text. It depends on the Shelby situation. Yeah, it depends on who we're with, right? That's the answer. It depends on who we're with. Wow. 402 says, if it's your mom, look away. If it's not, look. Duh. Alex and Lincoln says, do you call a timeout in this situation? It is a situation alert like Matt Rule dealt with a week and a half ago. He did not do very well with that situation. Do you want to do the Rocky one first, or do you want to save that one for later?
Rockies?
Save that one for the end.
Okay. Not Rockies.
I have one that I can toss in.
Let's
that
go.
I have a text group. Some of them are listening now. Hopefully they're still listening.
Okay.
Dumb debate here. Who is at fault when a quarterback throws a pass that puts the receiver in harm's way? Is it the quarterback for going in that direction? Is it the receiver for not protecting himself better when he knows that he's going over the middle and a hit could be coming?
Quarterback.
I think it's the quarterback too.
Yeah, you're putting him in harm's way.
But the backstory of this entire thing
Yeah,
is
where does this come from?
I remain mad from a situation like a decade ago where I was playing football with my brother's friends and they set me up to get absolutely demolished over the middle. And then they refused to tell me which one of them put this whole event into motion.
Wow.
So
And they blamed you because you're the receiver.
Yeah, I think I was like
That's weak, man.
a freshman and they were seniors. I don't remember.
Whoa,
but
this is like
it was
20
just
years
like
ago.
a total, just absolutely demolished. Like I was broken in half and laying in the middle of the field.
Can you believe we were freshmen in college almost 20 years
It's been a
ago?
long time.
Golly. Nick was like pooping his
These
pants.
guys are
down.
lucky that I still talk to them. You know a few of them. You joined the fantasy league and then never checked your team and got kicked out.
One time I thought I kicked myself out because I don't like fantasy football.
What
I
year
don't
were
think
you
you ever had an option for anything that wasn't walk the play.
They wanted to trade. I wanted to make a trade, and people got mad at me for wanting to trade. Who did I want to trade? Eckler for
It was
Kareem.
Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara for Eckler, maybe I think is what it was.
Which
I don't know. Not so bad in a
That's not a
dynasty
terrible
league.
trade.
Yeah, but everyone was yelling at me. They
No,
were
like
like, "Why did
Nico
Schaefer
Harrison or
invite
whatever
this
his
guy
name
into
is."
the league?" Look, this isn't a dumb debates question, but showing up to a league that is already filled with inside jokes, and then you're the new guy, like 10 years in, like it's just too hard.
I've done it.
Yeah,
I
Like,
did it with Jack Mitchell.
I don't ever you have been around my friends, but you're not. I've never like, hey, do you want to come hang out with my friends? Because like I feel like it's just puts
You
a lot
want a
of,
wall of
No, it
division
just-
there?
it puts pressure on the entire situation.
I'm an intermixing individual.
All right, you want me to invite you to one of my next gatherings?
Sure.
All right, perfect. I'll invite you to one.
I'm just going to show up at, where do you guys go for March Madness in Lincoln? I can't think of the Sportscasters.
Sportscasters.
I'm just going to go to Sportscasters.
All right, that sounds like a fun idea.
You know what's going to happen, though, is Aaron's just going to come over and he's going to be talking about the
Packers
the
whole
entire
time. Exactly. See, and I don't want to put that on you. I don't want you to have to deal with
But
that.
I've met
We
some
already.
of your friends.
You've met. I mean, all of them were at my at the reception.
Yeah.
So you've met all of them
Yeah,
before.
no, I know your
yeah,
people.
Yeah, they're good. They're good folks. They're
Yeah.
very good people. You know all like I've told you, you know that like you're like, oh yeah, David, you got Corey, you got Aaron, like Aaron. I mean, Aaron tweets that shit. All right, let's see. Here's a question that I wrote down this morning because I woke up from a work adjacent dream and I was actively mad for 5 minutes. I'm not kidding. I woke up and I was mad because then I was like, I bet I slept worse because I woke up tired. It's like, I think I slept worse because I had a dream. And again, it wasn't even about work, but it was about Nick. It was about StreamYard. Oh. And I was doing something with StreamYard with a friend of mine from college who I haven't spoken to in person in years, but he was confused about StreamYard and it was making me angry in the dream. And I woke up angry. So my question is this, Shafe, what is the worst kind of dream to wake up from?
Well, as a parent, I mean, I've had several of these where like something is happening to your kid and then you like freak out and wake up, but you're actually, that's not the worst though, because you wake up and you're relieved that it's a dream. So I don't know that
that's true.
So that's probably the wrong answer.
The dreams I dislike the most are the ones that are so visceral that they don't seem like, some dreams get really ridiculous and out of hand, but you wake up from a dream and it just sticks with you because you're like, all of these things could just have happened.
Yeah, the sort of dreams that are probably the worst for me now that I think about it are the ones where they're sort of upsetting because the situation of which occurred in it can't actually happen in real life or, whatever else. So I don't know that I haven't had any like good dreams lately. I've had some great ones in my life.
Wow.
Including one
great dreams.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, I have. And I'm someone who remembers them because I get the REM sleep and then I wake up and then you get like that last hour and that's when your brain is the most active when you're sleeping. And so you get some pretty wild dreams. And one of my favorites was that for like one of our reunions for high school, we went to the middle school and played a giant game of paintball. It was like community.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
You know what I mean? And like, I remember who finished in the final two and like what the whole celebration was. And it's all these random people that you don't really see anymore in your life.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, hey, look, Danny's the paintball champion. I have no idea what he's been doing for 20 years, but congrats to Danny.
Do you have Danny's phone number? You should text him.
I don't know if I have Danny's phone number.
By the way, Aaron has texted me, WTF. He said he got in his car and this is the first thing he heard. Oh, that's funny stuff. That's very funny stuff. Chris writes, your next gathering, what are you, a hobbit from Lord of the Rings? Yeah, we do Friendsmas. Friendsmas is coming up. I got all my gifts purchased. They've all arrived. I am ready to go for Secret
Look at you.
Santa.
You're on top of things.
I am pumped.
Are they all books?
No. No, I did think about getting a book for the person that I had. I'll tell you about what it was going to be off the air. It's a pretty good one. Nick, what did you say your answer was for the dream thing?
The ones that are too realistic and too visceral. Like you wake up from it and you're like, man, that really could. Because if I want to dream, I don't want to waste the time being in a reality-based dream.
That's fair. Happer's meme guy says, Shafe, handshake meme, Martin Luther King Jr. I've had some great dreams.
My speeches are not nearly as well attended.
Yeah, that's true. Sky writes, is a pregnant woman that goes swimming in the ocean technically a submarine?
Hard to say they're not.
That's a great question. That question came, by the way, on Blue Sky. Hit us up with your dumb debates on Blue Sky as well.
Overthinking whether they have torpedoes or not.
Oh, my gosh. Steve says, the dreams that annoy me the most. I quit smoking over 16 years ago. I still have dreams that I started again. Some of them are so real, I actually wake up and start looking for my cigarette.
Oh, the dart ripping dreams. I've had those.
The school dreams where you think you have something due or a paper due or something like that, and you've been out of school for years.
I don't remember the last time I had a school dream. Yeah, because it does. You wake up and you're like, what the hell?
I have them very rarely and very few and far between.
I do be getting triggered, though.
It's the worst. It's not the worst, but I hate it.
Do you know about the Bill Moose book? Have you seen this? Have you
I've heard that
this?
Bill Moose wrote a book. Yeah.
So Sipple says that it's coming out next month. Alex and Lincoln writes, with the Bill Moose book, do you read the whole book or just the Nebraska chapters?
I'm not entirely sure I'm going to read any of it.
I guess, yeah.
I think there's going to be enough Nebraska media members that are going to go in painstaking detail of every Nebraska reference that's involved there that I probably don't have to spend money on buying the book. Mm-hmm. I did read the section of the system that involved Bill Moose from that book that was written.
Oh my gosh! From like
and how he hired
ago.
Mike Leach.
Yeah,
so that probably is going to be more interesting than literally any other anecdote in the Bill Moose book.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I will.
I'm also not interested. I'm not interested in what he has to say.
Yeah.
I'm not. He was a horrible hire, and he did a horrible job at Nebraska. Like, we don't need to hear his side of the story. We don't need to be interested in it. He was a part-time AD who spent half his time out at the ranch for a section of time there. I mean, he didn't care about anything that wasn't football, and they didn't do well enough in football. And I don't blame him for hiring Scott Frost. That's who he had to hire.
Yeah.
He just wasn't a good AD for a Power 4 program at that point in his career.
Correct.
And for what Nebraska needed.
I will not buy the book. I will
steal it.
I will be very interested in the Nebraska chapters, though. And you're right. Like, you don't have to listen to what he has to say. I just would like to hear his angle.
Yeah, well, no, I mean,
keeps promising to his story about the Philadelphia meeting.
I'm going to hear about it anyways. You're going to hear about it anyways. Like,
that's true.
Whether you buy the book or not, it's going to be discussed by Nebraska people, because we can't let people that were here for any significant amount of time just go live life and do whatever.
Maybe we'll get a galley. I'd like a galley.
There's probably going to be like a book club review. You think will you organize a Nebraska media book club review of the Bill Moose book?
Do any Nebraska media members read? It seems like it's just me. Not that they can't read.
Wow.
It's you and me who read.
You think you're the only one that reads?
I don't know any Nebraska media members who are like, I read a book.
Brunts reads, but I don't know that they're books. They're more like New Yorker articles and
shout out Brunts.
Like long form journalism.
I like long form journalism.
I think BC reads.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I didn't mean to say that nobody reads. I apologize.
You insinuated that like no one else is reading.
I'm the smartest Nebraska media
not
member,
that.
says Josh.
Some people just don't like reading, which makes me sad. I love reading.
Yeah, I mean, Happer still hasn't finished the Chuck Klosterman book.
Yeah, he's 30 pages in. I've read every day this year, which means that I am now, because I haven't read yet today, this is my goal. I'm at 315 days.
You're at a read streak.
I am.
You traded a run streak for a read streak?
I very much have.
Do you have an app for your read streak?
I do. I keep track of it every day on Fable.
Wow.
Uh-huh. I'm at 315.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Now, my read streak is actually longer than that, but I didn't download the app until January 1st.
We'll have like a Spotify Wrapped?
It probably will.
It'll be like, here's the book that you read the fastest. Here's the book you read the slowest. Here's the book you spent the most time on. Here's the book
it gives
that you
me all
spent
sorts
the
of
most
stats,
days on.
my monthly stats.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, man. Yeah. I love keeping track of
Here's
things.
the book where you turn the pages the fastest.
All right, it doesn't go that far. You know me. I love keeping track of things that I do.
You do like personal inventory stuff.
Yeah, I do.
No
It's very important. I've read some good books this year, including one that you recommended that I kind of recommended to you. I feel like I've recommended it to myself.
Well, you own the book, just had never read it.
Correct. So
I was like, hey, Josh, let's take the book off the shelf and we'll open it up.
And then I did.
How do you guys feel about audiobooks? Because I
have topic for all worlds.
So I have found that if it's like the Lord of the Rings audiobook, love Lord of the Rings, I don't like that audiobook, but I prefer biography or autobiography audiobooks, especially if they're read by the author.
Because it's like a podcast.
Because it is kind of like a podcast.
Yeah.
Jeanette McCurdy, she wrote a book, and then I got the audiobook, and hearing her talk about her experiences was way better than just reading about it. But like I said, Lord of the Rings, I kind of hate listening to that. Yeah, especially when it's Tom Bombadil.
Tom Bombadil can suck it.
The worst.
I hope that his character meets a very untimely end, like in the book that you recommended that I recommended.
Shafe,
there were a lot of untimely ends in that.
Man, what was the worst one in book one?
Is Tom Bombadil the worst wizard?
I'm Tom Bombadil.
I don't have any Lord of Rings.
Out of every wizard that has ever existed in
Lord
media.
of Rings, I got nothing.
He's an audiobook guy, by the way.
I got Nick, just for frame of reference, I had the DVDs of the 3 movies, the trilogy. I watched the first one.
Or extended?
I watched the first one. I got an hour into the second one. They're in a boat. They're somewhere in a boat.
Yep.
And then the DVDs, which I bought secondhand, started skipping, and I haven't gotten past that point ever.
Whoa. Instead of coming over for football, you could come over to watch Lord of the Rings, because I have the extended editions on my Apple.
Do you have them in 4K?
That seems like an off-season thing for us to put together.
I've been meaning to rewatch all of them, and I haven't, and so maybe that's an idea.
That could be a good off-season. I'll allow to watch them.
By the way,
it's probably time to finish the trilogy.
Yeah.
So I have no idea how the third movie goes. I have no clue. Awesome. Or really the back half of the second one.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Shafe has never seen the Battle of Rohan.
Scott, who got me triggered earlier, he asked a question. I'm going to answer it because that's the type of person that I am. He wants to know what
I'm
app
pro
it
audiobook, by the way.
Fable is the app that I use to keep track of my read streak and all sorts of stuff.
There you go.
Plus, the cool thing about Fable, and gosh, this is getting super nerdy. If you have a book club or you want to do a book club, it has a section on the app where you can do it, and it will put the discussions into each chapter. So say the book has 10 chapters. You could go into the chapter 1 section and write your thoughts, but the person who is reading with you or persons wouldn't see it unless they want to go see it. So it's fun in terms of having discussion instead of like, hey, I have a thought on chapter 2. Have you read it yet? And it's like, no.
Chapter 2, page 7.
I love reading. God,
9,
reading is
4.
the best. I got another couple before we get to the Rocky one. Jake writes, why do Iowa fans like to weaponize the wave? Are they that miserable of a fan base? Do they like to rage bait themselves? Are they compensating for something? We need answers, damn it. Have you seen this, Shafe? Have you seen the recent kerfuffle with Iowa?
I mean, they
wave?
weaponized a pregame handshake. They weaponized Matt Rule standing on their football field. They
love
weaponized
weaponizing.
everything. It's usually a sign of compensation.
Oh, Nick, you are an Iowa fan. What are you compensating for?
My tiny, nope, it's fine.
Okay, it's normal size.
It's very normal.
Okay,
I think weaponizing the wave is pretty bad. Like,
it is pretty gross.
it sort of just defeats the entire spirit of the wave.
Bingo.
Anyways, so, and also like holding yourself on a pedestal for doing the least that you can do in that situation seems kind of odd to me too.
Yeah. I don't.
Those are
like
my
it.
thoughts.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly.
I think the wave is great.
It's awesome.
It's cool, having been there and seeing it. Like it's cool. It is
looks
very
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
It's just a thing that you do at a football game. It doesn't make you a good person or a bad person.
People like getting mad. Mad.
It's dumb.
People like getting mad. Let's see. Travis writes, a book club. Do you also go to Tupperware parties? How's your MLM going? That's male.
Multi-level marketing.
Yeah. Wow, people hating on book clubs. Now, I was in a book club, and then
I can't see you going to a Pampered Chef party.
Yeah, I don't. Wow, Pampered Chef, good pull.
For the record, the book club was a digital one. We never met because people kept falling behind.
I would love a physical book club.
Yeah,
should we start one?
Like that sounds awesome.
Should we start one with the two media
people
members
getting
that read?
together and you go over to a bar and you talk about a book that you read? Sounds great. Sounds like the sort of thing that you would do if you have friends and you socialize and you go out and you enjoy life.
And you just moved to Omaha.
Like it sounds awesome.
So should we start a book club? Are we starting a book club? All right.
I don't know that. I feel like we would struggle to be on the same wavelength of what to read sometimes.
Well, I mean,
that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
Don't you set a set of, like in high school, you'd like, hey, read these chapters.
No, I think he meant like the types of books, right?
Oh, well, yeah. I just and also timing it up too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my mom is in a book club and they actually meet in person once a month and they pick all the books out a year in advance. She's probably coming upon her day to pick it.
Do they have a draft?
They do. So they have all the books and then they
awesome.
vote. Like she always asked me before, like, hey, do you have anything that you've read this year that you recommended? I gave her a recommendation from you last year and they didn't pick it. And it was the Stephen King book about the guy who
Billy Summers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like, Mom,
great book.
because I think she thinks of Stephen King as Stephen King. I was like, you should do Billy Summers. I think it got like a vote, but it didn't get across the finish line. Very sad. I'm going to recommend it again. Billy Summers rocks. All right, let's get to this one. So on the Bill Simmons podcast today, Chuck Klosterman, my probably favorite writer,
near and dear friend.
We love him.
He has never met us, but we're friends with him.
Yes, absolutely. I hope to talk to him someday.
We've talked more about Chuck Klosterman and Bill Simmons than any two people I've never met in my life.
Outside of football season, Shafe doesn't listen to the Simmons pod, and so I have to give him alerts when Chuck comes on.
It's a valuable resource.
Yeah, and so
keep stats of that. How many times you've had to alert me about a good podcast?
Many times.
It's high.
So the first 40 minutes were too much Nico getting fired in Dallas for my taste. But in the middle of that, they did the Vikings versus another woebegone franchise that has won a Super Bowl topic that we hit on a little bit earlier. But he asked a question about Rocky that I had never thought about before and I thought was an all-timer. Nick, do you know about Rocky Balboa?
Yeah, I know of Rocky.
All right, so he said,
I'm familiar.
If the fictional character of Rocky died, what would be the first line of his obituary? Chuck asked that of Bill, which just what a question. How his brain goes in that type of way is incredible to me. So Bill's response was, it would be beating not Clubber Lang. It would be beating
Apollo Creed,
which is at the end of, spoiler alert, that's the end of Rocky 2, and kind of the rags to riches story of that. And he goes, you don't think it would be beating Drago and ending the Cold War? And he said, no, that was an exhibition. And it's like they had this whole discussion about it.
But it's symbolic, and symbology matters.
Yeah.
I think the first line would be something he was a great patriot.
You think okay? So
In our time of need, he was a great
So
Patriot.
you think that after they say he dies at the age of blank, the first thing that it would mention is that. You
Yes.
think they would go with the Rocky IV angle?
100% that.
See, I don't. I think that the first angle would be how he came to be. I think it would be essentially the first two movies and how this guy came out of nowhere and he had these two memorable fights. He lost the first one, he won the second one, and that catapulted the rest of his career. I think that the next thing would be that. I think it would then skip past Clubber Lang to Drago, and then it would come back to Clubber Lang. But I think it would go with the early part of his career.
And
first.
I think they would mention the Cold War stuff because when an American hero dies, they love to ham up the patriotism of that hero and their exploits, especially at that time period.
We do love heroes.
Can I offer my rationale for why I think it starts with the Cold War stuff?
Oh, so you're on Nick's
And I'm
side.
using a real person who thankfully has not passed yet. And so I am assuming that this is what's going to happen when he does pass.
Okay.
When Al Michaels leaves us, we are going to hear "Do You Believe in Miracles" immediately upon, like, it is going to be the thing that people that are older than us talk about.
Yep.
It is going to be his most memorable call of his life. He will never have a more memorable call.
Correct.
Which is incredible because most people saw it on tape delay and already knew the result before. It's just larger than everything else because of the context of what that meant in the environment of that time.
Yeah.
That is why it would lead with Drago.
That is a incredible counter argument, and I don't really have a whole lot to say.
Yeah, I mean, when I heard, I was like, oh, I immediately thought of Al Michaels, and it's like when he passes, and this is the guy who, for my entire football watching lifetime, has been involved, and like, I know how people feel about John Madden. That's probably how I feel about Al Michaels. Essentially, like, it's impossible for me to imagine the NFL without him.
Yep.
Even though he has such a small role now, I still enjoy on Thursdays when I know it's not him at his best. I know he sounds bored at times, but
does.
man, like when it was Al and Chris in like their heyday of
They were
NBC,
awesome.
there was nothing better to me than the Sunday Night Football with those two guys.
Yeah.
Like I unequivocally am in the bag for Al Michaels, and there is no way it doesn't just lead with "Do You Believe in Miracles?"
And that's a great point because you're right. Al Michaels has been,
and he's had a storied career.
Yeah, he was on the call of the World Series when the earthquake happened out in the Bay Area. Heck, even in a weird one, the OJ car chase when he's farcical.
He's kind of like sports broadcasting Forrest Gump in a way.
Yeah,
like he's in all of these major things.
That's the wild part about it now.
That's insulting because people will take that in the wrong way.
He's turned into a football guy.
It's more that he's just somehow at the intersection of all these amazing.
At the early part of his career, he was all over the place.
He did everything.
Yeah, he did, and he did it at the very highest level.
And I think he was always. And people can counter this because I'm not old enough to know, but I feel like he was good at everything.
He was, dude. I miss Al from like 10, 15 years ago.
Like
you're right. Those Sunday night games, like they were always bigger because they were Sunday Night Football.
Like,
but then him being on the call made it even
2012
bigger.
Al Michaels, that kind of
Eagles hadn't won the Super Bowl yet.
Even old at that time and still had a fastball.
Yeah, he really did. Yeah, him and Collinsworth when they were in their heyday were ridiculous. Wow, I think you guys might have swayed me.
Nice.
You're right. We do love patriotism.
We do.
We do love patriotism.
USA.
Mm-hmm.